Hey, shalom, shalom, brother Bakwash, back on that scene, back on that YouTube, Facebook, social media scene. Had a good time in camp yesterday. Um, I'll probably add the link to the yesterday's camp video. It was kind of wild. It was kind of a wild day, but it was okay. It was okay. Uh, but yeah, got a few things on my mind before I head out to the gym. I gotta get back into the gym. I've been doing some adjustments in the house with this equipment. I got to start hitting the gym. Uh, but yeah, I hope everyone had a blessed Sabbath. High holy days. You had a few high holy days that went by, and I hope everyone is preparing for Passover, whether you're with your families or the brothers and sisters that you congregate with. I hope everything runs well for everybody, man. We had some serious times. If you're following current events, you see what's happening in the news. You see what's happening all around the world. But I just want to talk about a few things before I head on out. Be right back. Yeah, I saw this article this morning, and it's funny because in every 3 months I try to get away and do some what you call vacationing, just to chill out. And I like Cancun, but when the devil children seems to hit that area, they got to bring out the soldiers with their M16s and ARs. Esau, when he drinks, he doesn't know how to maintain himself at all. He's just a beast, straight up beast. But I saw this article. It says spring break horror as gunman kills one and injures another in Miami Beach, while Mexico deploys the armed soldiers on Cancun coast, but revelers ramp up celebrations. These are mainly Edomites. And I was just in Cancun in December 3rd, I believe it was. But look, these devils can't control themselves, man. And I bring this up because I was in camp yesterday, and I was speaking on the wisdom and the truth and the spirituality of the Most High and what He's doing in this country. And you got brothers and sisters and the heathens, of course. They believe that this system and the way things are is gonna just miraculously, just out of nowhere, repair itself. Stupid, man. They actually believe that the white man, the powers that be, they're gonna fix the money situation. They're gonna fix the opioid and drug addiction, which is really hitting their people harder than ever. But they believe they're gonna fix these problems, and we're gonna go back to the Reagan years. Trump gonna run, and he's gonna be president, and we're gonna go back to the '80s, and Reaganomics is gonna kick in, and you so-called Negroes, you're gonna get your butts kicked in. They think it's gonna go back to that, but they just really eating up into Satan's plan, and not just our people, but all people is just really eating up into Satan's plan and don't even realize it. They don't even realize it. But look at it, says get my thing up. It says gunfire erupted in an area of Miami Beach where two men were shot. One died, the other injured, and a person taken into police custody in connection. You know, spring. I was young once. I had my time when I was running wild on, for I guess you could call it spring break, but in my times it was called Freaknik. Those of you who are up in age, you remember Freaknik. You would start off in Long Island, drink, smoke, chase women, get numbers, have orgies if possible, then make your way from Long Island, New York to Philadelphia. Then from Philadelphia to Virginia, and then I think South Carolina or North Carolina after that. It was crazy and wickedness, but it was it was a time of my life, in those times. So these young kids today, they simply doing what we did, but even worse. At least you could, in my generation, you could talk to us back then. You can't even talk to these people here today, man. You can't. But people are dying. And Florida's not going to stop it. I think at one point, Florida had a problem with it, and they shut it down in Miami and had to move somewhere else. I don't know where the other place was, but it wasn't as exciting as Miami. But the money is too good. The money is too good, especially outside of the country, especially in Mexico and the Caribbean. Those countries, in most cases, survive off of tourism. That's how they make their money. Even in New York, when these idiots come from Europe and various countries, that's a lot of money going to Broadway plays, the Statue of Liberty, just tours alone in New York City. New York is an icon. New York is one of Satan's best headquarters, and there's a lot of money to be made through the tourist industry. So Mexico, as well as Florida, they're not going to stop tourism. They're not going to stop the alcohol and the lewd, wicked behavior. They're not going to stop that because they make good money off of young college kids who come down there to be pawns of the devil, for lack of better words. But they're not going to stop that thing. Says it comes after one college student died just days after another spring break reveler was taken to the hospital with a brain bled. I think that's a miss. They did that wrong. I don't know what a brain bled is. It says a police presence is obvious in spring break locations, with Mexico deploying armed soldiers onto coastline hotspots as the party rolls on into the weekend. I tried to book a flight to Cancun last week. Last week I was on vacation, and the prices doubled. Tripled actually. Went from $1,000 or $1,200, between $1,000 and $1,200 to $3,000. I told them they on drugs, and I hung up the phone on them. But look at this. They have no concept of the Most High, or that the Most High, the commandments, spirituality even exists. None. Several blocks were cordoned off with yellow crime scene tapes. Tape as police took one person into custody in connection with the incident. It remains unclear if they were the shooter. I want to show you. So look at this. Look at that freaking the hell off. This is your future. This is why I mock you, brothers and sisters who refuse the Bible. This is why I mock you, heathens who refuse the Bible, because this is your future. Look at this. These are your future lawyers, your future doctors, your armed forces. This is what it is. Look at them. But I love it at the same time because the enemy gets weaker and weaker and weaker. I love it. Just the same, I love it because I see just how weak the enemy gets. America is in a weak state. And it's all due to prophecy. And it's the Most High's revenge because of the evil. And it's the Most High's revenge for us who are the true biblical Jews that the Bible speaks of. These are the children whose parents touch the apple of the Lord's eye, which is you so-called Hispanics and so-called Negroes. And this is why a lot of people are suffering. They don't know what to do. They can't cope with this current regime or rulership today. They just totally confused because they're not in the Bible. If you don't have scriptures in your life, you're not balanced. If you don't have scripture in your life, you don't know where the hell you're going, what the hell you're supposed to be doing. You're just totally off key. This is why I try my best to stay within the scriptures. My best. I'm not perfect. And I know a lot of you brothers and sisters, you're not perfect either, but it's in your best interest to stay in the scriptures. Bottom line. Bottom line. But we know what the end of all this is. It's just the destruction. The destruction that's going to come, that's prophesied in the Bible. We know that in the end, that's the future. Get this back up. But look at this. Look at this crap. Look at this. Look at this stupid Negro. Look at this. America is one big party, just waiting for the judgment of the Most High. Just waiting for the judgment of the Most High. That's what America is, one big party. I want to show you something real quick in scripture. Most High says in 2 Peter's third chapter, in the second verse, it says, that ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets. That ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets. Now, who does that pertain to? It pertains to the believers and the unbelievers. The unbelievers, they so far gone, they don't even have a clue as far as what the holy prophets and the men before us were speaking in terms of warning them for the judgment that's coming. But it says that ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets and of the commandments of the apostles of the Lord and Savior. Third verse says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers. Knowing this first, that they shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust. And that's exactly what you have today. A scoffer is one that makes fun of the Bible and disrespects the word of the Most High and gets in the way and try to block the word of the Most High from going out because they're very happy in their partying, excessive drinking, fornication. They're happy with this. So you're not going to come and tell them to put on the proper clothes because the prophets warned us that the destruction was going to come if you didn't put on the proper clothes. No. Liar. A lot of liars, and that's what you're going to hear. You're going to hear that you're a liar. You're a liar and you're interrupting their fun. But look, that's your future doctors and lawyers and politicians, corrupt doctors, pharmacists, your corrupt pharmacists taking money under the table to promote one drug above another, kickbacks here and there. That's your future. That's your future. Wait a minute. Can't get around that. But look, the Most High says again, knowing this first, that they should come in the last day, scoffers walking after their own lust and saying, where is the promise of his coming? Where's the promise of this Jesus that you keep preaching to us about? Where's the promise? Ain't no damn Jesus coming back. This is what this is the mindset that they keep and they walk in. Saying, where's the promise of his coming? But since the fathers fell asleep, meaning went away, went to the spiritual with the Most High, it says all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. Is that true? Is that true? Did we have this same behavior? Did we have this behavior on the level that we have now 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, let's say 50 years ago? Or has the children become wilder? You didn't see this in the 50s and the 60s. You saw partying, you saw drug usage, but you didn't see anything in this capacity 50, 40, I'm going to even say 30 years ago. Not like this. And I'm speaking in terms of nobody gives a damn about anything anymore. Nothing matters now. Nothing matters. Nothing matters. So this is why the Most High has to bring the destruction. This is why the bombs have to come. This is why the terrorists are mounting up, because they see America in her weak state. America has kicked everyone's ass for years. And now what's happening? Everyone is the other heathens in the other countries. They're starting to mount up now. They're starting to mount up. Check this out, video.
Protests erupted throughout the Islamic world after the public burning of a Quran in Sweden last month.
I was watching the news yesterday, and they said that ISIS said within 6 months they're going to unleash hell on America. They're fearing attacks from ISIS because you have a weak president. Uncle Joe is a bumbling, weak president. America is a bumbling, weak power structure now. It's so corrupt, it's so out of control, it's so divided that the heathens abroad is looking at America. They're looking at men dressed as women. They're looking at women dressed as men. They're looking at what we just saw, the partying and the lewd behavior. They're looking at that. We don't believe in the Quran, but the Quran has certain aspects that parallel with the Bible. The Quran has certain aspects that parallel with decency. So when the so-called Arab world who follows Islam, or the Islamic extremists, when they see certain behaviors, that's a problem. That's a problem. When they see certain behaviors and they see just how weak America really is, that's a problem. When they see images like this, that's a damn problem. You understand? And they hate America because America will condone this type of behavior. America will push this type of behavior and oppress people all over the world, people who believe that they have the true and living God, people who believe that Allah and the Quran is of the Most High. People who walk in those areas of decency, so-called, they hate the fact that America has her foot on their necks. So naturally, they want to bring the bombs. Naturally, they want to bring the destruction. Naturally. And a lot of you are surprised. America's broken and weak, and they see it. They see it clear as day. They see the freakism in America. So what's the natural? Well, naturally, you're going to have a pushback at a certain point because your president is weak. America's structure is weak.
Protests erupted throughout the Islamic world after the public burning of a Quran in Sweden last month. Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson said while the burning was deeply disrespectful, it was protected under freedom of expression.
You think they're going to go for that, man? They fanatics. You think they're going to go for that? They're going to have hell to pay for that, man, because, again, this is not going to go away, man. This is not going to go away. And as America gets more evil and wicked, they're going to amp things up, man. They're going to amp it up. But you don't see that. A lot of us, we refuse to see reality. We refuse to see it. But you're going to have to see it at some point. You know when you're going to see it? When it's at your footsteps or your doorstep. Meaning when the pressure and the hell is in your life, that's when you're going to see it. That's when you're going to see it. Knowing this first, that they shall come in the last day, scoffers walking after their own lusts. Let's go.
The Islamic State terror group on social media has called for revenge attacks on Christians worldwide. The Muslim holy month of Ramadan begins March 23rd, and last year's observance saw 42 ISIS terror attacks in just 3 days. The threat of ISIS has returned, and Western intelligence agencies are on the lookout.
Ever since Uncle Joe pulled soldiers out of Afghanistan, that was a weak move from a weak president, which created a weak-looking country. And not only did they do that, they left people who supported America behind to be punished by these Islamic extremists or ISIS or the Taliban or whoever hates America. Left millions and millions of dollars worth of weapons of war in Afghanistan. Just left it. And now they pushing this damn issue with Putin, who's not playing around. Putin is telling them, I'm not playing around. You know, these idiots yesterday issued a arrest warrant for Putin for war crimes. They really trying to really escalate this situation. Then you had that situation with the drone and Putin, knocking down one of America's planes. So I can't imagine us not. I can't imagine us not going to war. I just can't see that. I can't see that. I just see war. They really just pushing for war, man. They're really just pushing for war, and I just can't see us not going into a war with I'm saying us, but I can't see the devil. I can't see him not going into war with Russia. I just can't see that. This is a very serious issue, and Americans are afraid. I did a video the other day, and it showed how many Americans are afraid or see World War III coming, and it was like damn that, like 70%, something like that. And all over the world, they see World War III coming. And it's beautiful because it fits right into scripture. With Gog and Magog, which is Russia, current Russia now, coming against the great whore or Babylon, which is America. Really crazy, man. And I'm telling you, while this is going on, people are partying. You saw it on the beach. They think that this is going to fix itself, or that the white man, the glory of the planet, he has their best interests at heart, and he's going to turn things around. This is how people think. Not just the white man and the white woman, but our people as well. Lazy, fearful, weak to research and get themselves together.
Out for any signs of a terrorist attack. Security expert Eric Karen says that in the Middle East and Asia, ISIS never went away.
They have approximately 16,000 fighters between Iraq and Syria. They control 6 million people in that region. They have franchises throughout the world. We're talking probably around 25 franchises throughout Africa and Europe and here in America.
A recent United Nations report also shows the ISIS threat increasing. Terrorism expert Sargis Sengeri says while the U.S. had to defeat ISIS on the battlefield, that alone wasn't enough to stop the movement.
You have to kill folks on the battlefield to take ground. You have to do that. But I don't think we ever fought against the ideology that really resonates between the 6 inches of people's foreheads. So it will continue to fight and will continue to take territory. It will continue to force individuals to either convert or basically, die in the process.
Tina Ramirez with the humanitarian group Hardwired Global calls the resurgence of ISIS a nightmare for both Christians and Muslims in the Middle East.
This stuff, might seem like the same old story over and over again, but it's not, because you got to look at the state of this country. You got to look at the youth. You got to look at how the money is flowing. On another level, look at the situation with this bank that folded. These are major issues that's having a chain reaction in this country, and people are, they choose to ignore this or think that the white man is going to settle these issues. These issues are not small issues. These are weighty issues that are affecting people every single day, man. Every single day. Every single day. Check it out.
Start with the new information that we are learning about a collision that occurred yesterday between a Russian fighter jet and an unmanned U.S. surveillance drone over the Black Sea. United States European Command reports that around 7 a.m. local time yesterday, 2 Russian jets began to track the drone as it traveled in international airspace above the Black Sea.
That's an ultimate diss from the Russians, man. Because they know this man is weak. They know that everybody's divided. They know that it's a damn freak show over here. So that's an ultimate disc. And they said that Putin is loading up on nuclear weapons, loading up at a high rate over the last few months, man. Over the last few months. And people are just partying and be bullshit and partying and bullshit. You know how the song goes. But this is what people are doing. They're not taking this thing serious at all. But again, it works for us because we know what that. As long as we in the word of the Most High and we're preaching, and people say we look crazy. We don't look crazy anymore now, though. I was looking at the faces of the people walking past the camp yesterday, and they were annoyed, but at the same time, you could tell that what we were saying was making sense. You ever talk to someone and you giving them the truth, but they get so angry because you're giving them the truth? That's the look or expressions I saw on the people's faces out in Manhattan yesterday. That's why I tell you, brothers, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. Don't let no one deter you. In the faith or out of the faith, because you got people that's in the faith that will try to make you see their understanding of the Most High. It's nothing close to the reality of the Most High. Nothing even close. Nothing close.
According to a U.S. statement, the Russian jets, quote, dumped fuel on and flew in front of the drone in a reckless, environmentally unsound and unprofessional manner.
like it's a corporate deal. It's a total disgrace to America, man. America's a disgrace to the world now. They're totally disrespecting America and pushing America to show her strength. And if America pushes it back too much, the bombs go off. World War III starts. And I doubt it very much if America wants that heat. I doubt it.
Shortly afterwards, one of the Russian jets then struck the drone's propeller, which forced the U.S. to bring it down over the water. Russia's Ministry of Defense released a statement denying its jet made contact with the drone at all. David Ignatius, you've been talking to your sources on this. What's the latest, and what's your analysis on what happened here?
So, Mika, I was able to talk to a Pentagon official who'd been able to see the footage, the surveillance footage from the cameras aboard the drone. And here's what he saw. The first Russian pilot speeds ahead of the drone and in what he described as a juvenile maneuver, dumps fuel.
Look how they're trying to play it out. Juvenile maneuver, unprofessional. Like this is a joke. Or you have to, or this is some type of employee and they're being reprimanded by human resources. These are acts of war. These are aggressive moves to try to force them into war. Them being America and Europe. But this is how the Edomites, be careful with what I say. This is how they think. This is how they think. Then on another note, the country is getting weaker and weaker and falling the hell apart. On another note, but look at the verbiage and how they're talking, man. And all hell is breaking loose. Not just in America, but all over the world. All over the world. Most High says, there's a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. Mirth of the land is gone. You had this many times in Israel and all over the world, but I equate this verse to America today, or even the world to a certain extent. It's just it hasn't hit the height. It just hasn't hit the height yet, because people are still partying and acting a damn fool. But the crying is the suffering and frustration of people all over the world. But I'm still with America. America ain't the same how it was prior to the pandemic. People have lost their minds and are stressed out from 2019 all the way forward to current. So it says there's a crying of wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. See, so people are not happy today, man. People are not happy. They keep printing up money trying to stop inflation, and they lying to you like everything is okay. They're lying to you. Even with that story with the jets, they talking as though it was just horseplay. There's a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And that's true. Let me lower this down a bit. It's very true. In the city is left desolate, and the gate is smitten with destruction. And that's where we're heading. That's exactly where we're heading. And make light of it if you want. Can't keep hiding. Check it out.
The aviation fuel in front of the drone is kind of vaporous. It doesn't cause any damage, just was described as an immature action. But a second drone that's behind, a second Russian jet that's behind the drone begins to accelerate sharply and comes up behind it without good control of his flight maneuvers, and that's the one that clips the propeller of the drone, which is in the back of the drone. And this person just describing what you can see on the film says that the second pilot simply didn't appear to have adequate control of his aircraft.
They knew what they were doing, man. You can't believe everything you hear in the media either, because they will spin a story to make you follow either the wrong information or a lie. So they can't tell you how bad things really are, because they don't want to create panic, and they're doing damage control. They have stolen and ripped off and robbed so many people over the years. They have murdered and put people in prison who shouldn't be in prison. And I'm talking about the big dogs. They've been doing this for so long that it's just spun out of control now. There's no more money to steal now. Well, there's still money to steal, but it's just totally out of control now. And they're trying to do damage control, but they can't. They can't do it. They can only do but so much. They can only do but so much, man.
So the U.S. has made demarches, as diplomats say, spoken to Russian diplomats here in Washington. It's likely that Secretary of Defense Austin will call his counterpart, Secretary Shoigu, in Moscow today.
I mean, you don't need to hear any more of this garbage, because he's just talking crap. But there's going to be a war, man. That's the point I'm trying to really elaborate on. There's going to be a war. And people are in denial because they're comfortable, and they want things to go back to how it was, and they're living in denial. And I'm not talking about the heathens. I'm talking about our people too. They're living a lie, and they're living in denial. And bottom line, these days are no more, man. Or very little left. And every time when I leave Manhattan, and I come down to the village, and you got a lot of storefront bars and people out there drinking when the weather changes, having the time of their lives. And these are educated people, I believe, for the most part, but they're not educated in the Most High, and they have no idea what's coming. And some do, but they don't care. I believe you have people that's out there, they don't care. They just think it's going to fix itself, and that's not going to happen. It's not going to fix itself. There's no way in hell, you know. But hey, what can you do? You know, all we can do is stay in the Bible and do the best we can to serve the Most High and watch as well as pray. That's a very powerful statement. Watch as well as pray. You know, very powerful. Check this out.
Делаем все, чтобы обеспечить безопасные условия для проведения референдумов, для того, чтобы люди могли выразить свою волю. И то решение о своем будущем,
We will support the decision on their future.
которое примет большинство жителей Донецкой и Луганской народных республик, Запорожской и
This
Херсонской
video is in Russian, but this was 5 months ago, and it says, "I'm not bluffing. Putin warns the West over nuclear weapons." They think this man is playing, man. These idiots really think this man is playing. This man is not. This man is not playing around. Let me move this out of the way. Sorry about that. This man ain't playing around. So, you know, be a fool if you want, but this is 5 months ago, and he was warning America and the world, I'm not bluffing. Because remember I said a little while ago that you can't believe everything you hear in the media. The media was trying to, they tried to say this dude is on drugs. They said he's going through depression. They say he's a madman. This is what the media is saying. And that he's bluffing. He won't use those nuclear weapons. These people are stupid, man. They playing with this dude. They trying to force his hand. Then they trying to force him out of his position of power. Meanwhile, NATO is growing further and further in that region. They scooping up countries or trying to scoop up countries in that direction, and that's a threat to him. So the Lord said, "Man's goings are of the Lord." Bottom line, the Lord said, "Man's goings are of the Lord." And I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, man, be prepared for this. Be prepared for that power to go out. Be prepared for that food shortage. Be prepared for your own brothers in the state of panic to try to steal your food and resources when things get really bad. All that Ungawa, Black Power, and Kemet bull crap, like we're going to come together, that's not going to happen like that. There's going to be two different sides of so-called Negroes and Hispanics. Those who serve the Most High and those who will continue to rebel against the Most High and try to take from their own people. Don't be fooled. Watch as well as pray, man. Because these are, this is not nothing to play around with. These are some very serious times we're in, and what the media is doing, they're hiding it. They're hiding it. But you brothers and sisters who are serving the Most High and doing what you're supposed to be doing in the Most High, continue to do what you're doing. Because, the whole thing with the spring break and whatnot, that's going to happen, man. That's not going anywhere. That's not going to damn place, and in the end, we win. Like I always say, in the end, we win as long as you stay in the Bible. As long as you stay in the Bible, stay in the Word, man. You can't go wrong if you're staying in the Word. And don't pay attention to anyone who tries to cast doubt on you. You know what it is, and you know what your people are doing who are outside of the faith. They claim to believe in the Most High, but their heart is far from the Most High. They claim to love the Son of the Most High, but their heart, it's just all lip and mouth service. They live a wicked lifestyle, but claim to be in the Most High. They give beautiful speeches, or they thank the Most High when they get get praise or get a crumb from the enemy, but they far from the Most High. Far from the Most High. So stay in the spirit, do what's right, and watch the hell and anarchy unleashed. Watch the hell and the anarchy unleashed. The Most High, He's got us. He's got us, and He's going to bring a lot of pain on the enemy. I'm out.